Welcome! A new Triggre Weekend Masterclass especially for you. Well, and all the other viewers, of course, but also for you. Today is the final video to extend the Peter Plan template. And in the previous episodes, first we added country documents, and in the second episode we added container numbers. And in this episode, I am going to add deadlines to the country documents as well. Because it's nice that we know which documents we should link to a shipment, but it's also nice to have a deadline linked to it so we do it in time. And I'm going to show you in the application how that works, and after that I'm going to show you in the designer what I've done to make that happen. So let's create a shipment first. We already have one, but it's an old one from the first episode, of course. So let's go to Start, add a shipment. Go, add a parcel, next, from the Netherlands to the United States. Calculate. Okay, we're going to use FedEx, select and finish. Okay, so we've added a new shipment and the system added 2 documents. So we should provide 2 documents. So we have documents to supply, and as you can see here, we have a deadline. And what I've done is we have the shipping date, which is today, and the ETA, which is calculated based on the transit time. So in this case, it's 2 days. And I would like to have the documents provided the day before the ETA date, unless it's only 1 day, there's nothing else you can do, you have to provide it right away. And of course you can extend it even more with email notifications or dashboarding or whatever, but you get the idea. It's all covered in previous Triggre Weekend Masterclasses. So let's go to the Triggre Designer to see what I've done. If we go to the user flow, we have the calculate shipment costs, and as you might remember from the previous masterclass, we create the documents in the finalize shipment calculation flow part. So let's go to that one. We have the finalize shipment calculation flow part here, and we added this part, the transit time. So the shipment has a specific transit time, well, in this case, the calculated costs for the shipment. And in this decision, what I've done is when the transit time is 1, then the deadline for documents is different than in case it's any other value. So the nice thing about the decision here is because it's based on a number, I can define a specific number or a range. I can also say like, hey, if it's between, 2 and 10 days, we do something different. That's what I really like about the decisions as well, that you can create a true false value, but also a numbered range or a date range is also possible. So if the transit time is 1, the deadline for the document is the ETA of the shipment, and in any other case, the deadline for the documents is, in this case, I created 1 day less than the ETA date, because it's all fine as long as the documents are available before the ship arrives at the destination. Why do I do this here? That's also important, because the documents are created in the repeat action. The deadline for all the documents in this case is exactly the same. So in this case, when I finalize the shipment, I calculate the deadline, and then when I create a document, I link that deadline to every document. Technically, I could also create that deadline within this repeat action. For every document that we create, we determine the deadline and we link it to the document. However, that requires a lot of resources because you're calculating the same thing over and over again. So why not just calculate it only once and then link it? It also saves you actions within Triggre itself. So that's another advantage, but it also saves a lot of resources. So that's why we would do it like that. And that's all to it. Thanks for watching our 3-episode series about making modifications to Peter Plan. Please click the like button and subscribe to our channel.